certainly got a very, very big show tonight. The most talked about man in football, Jim. Travis
Yes.
Cloke. Lots of rumours swirling around about his future. We don't deal in rumour, Jim. We're going to put the questions to him tonight when he joins us live on the panel.
And I'll tell you what else we're doing. Steve Johnson's in the house and he's nice and wound up after some unexpected criticism, Gary.
Oh, he is too. Dan and Dale from the block. One of the biggest television hits in the last 100 years, Jim. They reckon they can play footy. They're going to join us tonight live.
And, of course, big television coming up with the 2012 Olympics from London. We've started our own build-up with the Footy Show games. First event tonight, it is extraordinary.
A thrilling finish, Jim. Unbelievable stuff.
It is amazing.
Sam has done street talk in Druin. He loves getting to the country. Plenty on the show tonight. Let's get it started.
The Docklands precinct here in Melbourne for the Footy Show on a Thursday night, the traditional slot. Now, let's get the panel involved in this because, as Gary alluded, there are no bigger names than these gentlemen. Let's start with the Collingwood Footy Club premier power forward in the game, premiership superstar Travis Cloke. And speaking of premierships, this man's got 3 of them from Geelong, Stevie J. The most popular man in the world, Bill Wallace.
I'll tell you what, plenty to talk to this panel about tonight. These are the news breaker. They're making the news, Jim, at the moment.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Front pages.
And another man who always make the news, fresh from an Olympic performance on Tuesday, 78 years of age, if you don't mind. Performed beautifully, the 300-game superstar, John Sammy Newman. Samuel, you got a bit of spring in your step at the moment, haven't you?
Hey,
you got a bit of spring.
I have. I've got a very big spring. I've found out that swimming with the eels last week stood me in good stead. Did you mention that we've got the Olympics on?
The first of the Olympic game events tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
Oh, of course.
I didn't want to be.
No.
Treading over your turf there. That stood me in good stead, swimming with the eels, because my performance in the pool is something to see. And we will be, an unlikely candidate will be invested into the FARC. I've made him an honorary dean. He'll be going on the FARC tour and he'll be lecturing about goal kicking. I'm investing him into the FARC Academy later on.
Oh, we very much look forward to hearing
Samuel's performance was Eddie the Eel-like.
I know. Exactly. You don't want to miss it. It's extraordinary, as was Bill's, but we'll get to that shortly. First of all, Trap, I'm going to sit down and have a good chat with you a little later on the program, but the whole footy world went nuts today with news that you'd re-signed for 4 years with the Collingwood Footy Club. I'll just hold your applause for the moment, definitively.
Went off a bit quick there.
Have you or have you not signed with the Collingwood Footy Club?
No, I haven't signed with the footy club, and so yeah, it's a bit of a mind-blowing situation this afternoon when I heard it across Twitter and the radios. But no, I haven't signed with the Collingwood Footy Club.
So we got that out of the road. We got that out of the road. But it does leave plenty of other questions, which we're going to leave just for the moment. We'll get to them very, very shortly.
We do need to get to how well his club's going, though. Let's be honest. 9 in a row for the Collingwood Footy Club. And a fair way from full strength too, so it's a great credit to everyone down at the club to get on this running streak when you haven't got your best available at all times.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Obviously, we've had a lot of long-term injuries with the boys falling over with a lot of knees. But, yeah, we're going along quite nicely at the moment. And we're actually maybe getting Ben Johnson back later in the later half of the year, and also Brent McCaffrey. So that adds to our strengths, and we're looking forward to the second part of the year.
And you're back in form yourself, Trav, kicking 5 last week.
Yeah, it's nice to get a kick every so often.
A couple of marks you didn't even know you took, the one in particular.
Yeah, there was one got stuck between the legs and opposition players, so you grab them when you can because they don't happen very often.
Are you and Dawsey okay?
Yeah, we're very good, mate.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Have a look at this vision here, because look, Dorsey just comes in here and you go, get out of me, right? Have a look at the replay. What are you doing there?
I just wanted to turn on. As you see that, that's my right foot.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen very often,
that.
so I'm going to keep that highlight.
How is this Chris Dawes going? Because the two of you are so critically important. I mean, I think he's only kicked 4 goals for the season. He hasn't had the sort of year that perhaps we were expecting.
Yeah, he hasn't had the impact that he had last year, but his running patterns, he's moving around the ground fantastic still. Obviously, the ball is the one thing you want. You want to be kicking goals, taking marks, and that's not happening quite yet. But he's taken some steps in the right direction the last few weeks, and yeah, he's doing everything he can. But he's very important to our team structure. He helps me out so much on the field, and if he's not there, we're missing a massive player of Chris Dawes' calibre.
Lady Gaga for you last night, Trev.
Yeah, I got my monster on last night. So
Little
there
monster.
was a few weird outfits there getting around, but no, I sat back at the back and admired it, and it was a fantastic concert.
What's your favourite song from the Gaga?
Oh, probably Born This Way.
Oh,
Right there.
yeah.
Bill.
Polka. She didn't do that.
They did a little monster move like this. It's
Hey,
great.
Trev, we've got, as we said, plenty more to talk about. Stevie Johnson joins us. Delighted to have him. Strap Bill down when Stevie comes on, but we're going to get to that in a moment. We reckon we've got a fair handle on most footy clubs, but the Cats are a bit of a mystery, mate. They're in uncharted territory at the moment, normally very much firmly ensconced in the top 2 or 3, but it's a bit of a battle.
Yeah, we've got a really challenging time ahead. We are in unfamiliar territory. 7 and 5, we're definitely not out of the finals race, but we need to improve dramatically to be a real potential top 4 side later in the year.
Now, I've noticed a bit of dissension between yourself. Tension, in fact, between you and Bill, one of the hardest hitting commentators in football and a great Geelong lover that's well known.
Love him.
Or you did. We were staggered to hear this.
Where'd you hear it?
Out of your mouth on the radio, on the rush hour, on Triple M yesterday, and I'm going to get Stevie J's response, but this was Bill Brownless yesterday.
If you have a good look at it, struggling a little bit, and they can't win it this year, surely. But certainly they'll look at Joel Corey, they'll look at Chappie, Stevie J would be another one in that.
Yeah, really,
out of
to be looked at between...
They'll look at, but they are going to struggle. If we're all honest here, they're going to struggle to win it this
Bill.
year.
Well, Bill, now listen.
Now, come on.
Wilbur.
Have you heard of unfair edits?
No. You wrote your Geelong off, you wrote your footy club yesterday, and you put a big question mark over your mate next to you.
I don't think they can win it, to be honest. I'm just being honest, Gary. Sorry for being honest.
No, I like it.
And because you've got to make top 4. History tells me over the years you've got to make top 4 to win it. And I don't think they can make top 4. And there's a lot of rumours and innuendo going around about some of the players. And it's going to be tough decisions at the end of the year
Bill,
on some players, but not this bloke.
Well, what about the man sitting next to you?
Unfair edit. I mentioned his name as my favourite player before, and then you chopped it up out there at the back and put him in.
Jono?
He's the first bloke to take credit for me 5 years ago when I started to get a kick.
Yes.
He's the first one down on the ground to celebrate with the boys when we win a
Crying like a
premiership.
baby.
Now he's starting to write us all off.
No, no.
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm not. I love him.
Bullshit.
I love him.
But what about Jono? There has, apart from the hard-hitting man on your left, there are plenty of others that are just suggesting it's gone past you. And we're sitting back wondering whether you've got one last big shot left in you.
Yeah, well, the questions have been raised because our form hasn't been what we would have liked, and yeah, we've started some games really poorly, and we've spoken about what we want to do better. Our contested ball, which has been a major strength of ours over the 5-year period where we've had some success, hasn't been near where it's needed to be. And yeah, there's every right for people to start asking question marks, but we still feel internally that our best will be good enough if we can get it going.
Yeah.
Well, we heard from former Geelong superstar. What about the 300-game champ? Have you got any concerns?
Honest, Bill. I've heard you tip Geelong. I've never heard you tip against Geelong ever, so that's how honest you are. At least I think when they can't win, I say so. But don't single people out to say that their career's ended. That's just gratuitous. That is just gratuitous platitudes, Bill.
You'll be down there tomorrow
stumbling
asking for jumpers to be signed.
That's it. You'll be down
Couple
there.
of sporties coming up.
Be down there sucking.
No, I didn't actually mention him. Did you hear the interview
Yes, you
in full
did.
on
You
the rush
did.
hour?
Well, I
4 to
just
6?
heard it.
No.
4 till 6.
4 to 6 weekdays.
Yeah.
You got to listen to the interview in context. So
Yeah,
I would say
all I
it's
heard
like anyone. People come to say, "Oh, what did you say about me?" Have a listen to the interview. I didn't
just
actually
heard
say
you
that.
write 5 players off.
Anyway,
Bill.
it was one
We
player-
could replay it again. I hope I hear
There's
clearly.
one player that I love is Dawson Simpson, and we know Stevie's got some tricks, but have a look at Dawson Simpson.
Moving on.
And his dog.
Moving right
Trigger.
along.
Look at the Trigger. Look at this. He goes to the fridge, pulls out a frothy, takes it back to Big Dawson, and Dawson says, "Shut the door." Look at that. That's a better dog than Monty.
A very, very smart dog. We might get back to Cats a little later on, Bill. Let's get to Friday night. It is a massive game. Carlton take on the Hawks.
Sides at the bye last week. The Blue Babies, do they need a win? Collins out. Henderson, that's going to hurt him with a groin. Hampson comes back and Bootsma is back into the side there. Old Twitter McLean's there, named on the emergency, the interchange. Who also had the bye last week. They've won 8 matches in a row against Carlton. Out goes Tommy Murphy and Hilly, and in comes Jordan Lewis, a really good in that, and Whitecross, who's been a good player for him also. Friday night should be a good game at the G, but you would think that the Hawks would win this one, Stephen.
Yeah, Carlton have got a lot to play for this week, but if Buddy fires, the Hawks will win.
Yeah, I'm going on the Hawks. They're looking fantastic. But a big congratulations to Juddy, 100th game for the Blues. Father-son rule going to be massive for them. So I think Juddy and the missus are going to have to get busy and have a few boys. So this should be good for them.
Son eligibility.
Yeah, I suppose you'd go for Hawthorn, wouldn't you? I mean, just got to go on form, haven't you?
Yep. I like the Hawks as well. I reckon Juddy's had a week off. I think he's got over those little niggles, but it won't be enough. Hawthorn in very good form.
I tell you the thing that staggered us, Jim, was during this Olympic swim that we did, the sternness and the austerity, the stolidness, your focus, Gary, it was actually, I tell you what, it was almost cringeful.
No, it was.
Yeah, we were all taking it as a bit of fun.
No, you weren't.
Yep.
Well, I was.
Yes.
Foss.
And
Gary
your seriousness
and Lloydie, they had a serious off.
was, you had a serious off.
Not as serious as Lloydie.
Well,
Not as...
well, you need to set this up properly because this is the first of the Footy Show games. This is the 50-metre swimming race. That's coming up later. But we had to go back, we think, to discover where this seriousness came from. To last week, when this happened to our main man here, the old eyebrow.
No, there's the Foss.
Here he comes, and then in he goes. So, there he is.
Another minute, I would have picked Jonathan Brown up and dropped him in that tank.
Of course you would have.
So we knew he was very serious, and one thing that was going to stop him in a 50-metre swimming race would be his...
The mohair stocking that he's got over the whole body.
It'd be like an oil slick out there, and the penguins would be
Like
stuck
a
there.
big sludgy carpet that soaks up oil. You know, they do that when there's an oil spill in the Gulf. They send tankers out.
Yeah, of course they would.
Alex Marcoux shoulders
Alex
with all the
Marcoux.
hair sort of popping up
Have a
everywhere.
listen to
So
it. will you?
guess who went to Man What a Fuss during the week on this panel? None of us.
Look
One
at
Gary
this.
Line, and he got waxed there. Have a look at this. He reckons it hurt. Have a look at him here. He's not good at all. He got the chest waxed.
Well,
Oh, look at it here.
and that's not his normal rug. He'd shaved to
Yeah,
get that
already
low.
shaved down.
And now, the public
That
mate.
hurt. There
That
goes.
really, really hurt.
I dare say.
Oh,
Oh, the Kelvin Kleins. There was plenty of hair there.
the little snow truck.
I'll tell you what it did, mate. It made a village in Russia very, very happy, Gaz.
A village in Russia.
In
yeah.
Russia, where it's very cold, of course. With the offcuts, there was Ugg boots and coats over there. Fur coats, everything. Just
good
warmed
one.
up the whole
Good
village.
one, Bill. Nice one.
Managed to make a couple of little managed to make a couple of little foot rugs for Shane Crawford's little house. He can put his little feet on those. They're watching the telly, him and Olivia and all the kids.
You got any more?
Hey,
You got
no,
any more? That's it, is it?
they sent these in. These are
What about the little snail trail on the back of the undies there, Gary? Do you?
I tell you this.
what's that, Jim?
The little tuft.
Oh yeah.
That's where I had a
What's that
serious
about?
back operation.
Oh, was it?
there.
What, you grew hair out of it?
That was one of the most painful things I've ever done in my life, and never again. Hey, we're going to take a break. There's plenty more still to come, including Travis Cloak. That's next on the Footy Show.
Tonight on a monstrous Bill Brownless-sized footy show, Sam takes street talk to Druin, the hometown of Daisy Thomas, and one or two other colourful characters.
He's here. He's got a horse tattooed on his ass.
We get the dirt on Stevie J,
He won't take this very well. He'll take it personally.
plus the big one. In the spirit of London 2012, we launched the Footy Show Games. And it's straight to the pool for the first event. Who'll take home the gold? I'm pretty sure I know who it won't be. But next, the Gazman goes one-on-one with Big Trav to ask the tough questions on his footy future.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. Thanks for listening to Bar, Australia's most powerful trade-in home timber and hardware, Australia's only proper hardware store. As we said off the top of the show, no more talked about footballer in the country at the moment than Travis Cloak, and we thought we'd take this opportunity to put some questions to him, just one-on-one style. No Mike Sheen, but Trav, we've got plenty to get through tonight. The first one I want to ask off the top, and this can perhaps clear up lots of it, do you want to stay at Collingwood and be a Collingwood player?
I'd like to. I love the football club. I've got history there with my father, my brothers, myself being a premiership player. Great players, great coaching staff around. So that is my main thing. I want to stay at Collingwood. They know that. It's just a matter of working something out between the two parties, and hopefully something does get done in the not too far future.
Well, that is great news off the top, but there's a bit to get through before you can get to that stage where you put pen to paper. Nathan Buckley spoke during the week at a press conference, obviously being asked about it every week. We grabbed this out, we're going to have a listen to it, and then we'll get your thoughts on it. This is Nathan Buckley through the week.
Sometimes that comes at a cost, and if if a player was to go or a player manager was to go a little bit too hard with us, especially in the circumstances we're in this year, well then you'd either need to let that guy go, or you have to find room somewhere else.
Now, apart from yourself, there are other good players at Collingwood, Beams, Reid, Wellingham, Harry O'Brien and Goldsack, all out of contract, but I'm pretty sure Nathan Buckley was talking about your situation there, and he's saying that if you can't come to terms, then they'll have to let you go, or if you do meet your demands, then there'll be players sacrificed along the way. Is that how you read what Bucks are saying?
Yeah, it is, and look, they're in a tough situation. They're obviously got to squeeze 50 players into the salary cap each year, and obviously it's a massive job, but at the same time, I'm here, this is my career, this is my life, and I'm trying to get what's obviously best for myself, and I would like to stay at the football club. That's my main priority, but at the same time, we need to come to something between the two teams, as in Bucks and Walshy, and my management, as in my father and Ralph and myself, and we feel the ball is rolling in the right direction. There hasn't been a standoff where we've gone, no, that's it, we're not talking. That hasn't happened, and hopefully that doesn't come to it. And the things are moving in the right direction, and hopefully there is a result.
You're a great team, man. We see it in the way you play on the weekend, and we talk to you backstage. We understand how much you care and love the Collingwood Footy Club, and you have a great bond and rapport with your teammates. But the reality is that somewhere down the track there might be a squeeze, and by meeting your demands, one or two of those teammates may have to go. Now, do you feel that pressure, and does that put some pressure on the fabric of this team?
No, I don't feel that pressure. I don't think it will come to that. I'm sure something will be able to be arranged, or not arranged, we will be able to fit into the salary cap. That's part of what they're there to do, and so are we as players. But no, I don't feel the pressure is on me. Everyone's contract comes up every couple of years, could be 12 months, every 2 years. It doesn't really matter, but obviously something needs to be done. We need to come to an agreement situation, and hopefully it can get done, because I know I'm sick of hearing about it every couple of weeks, so are you guys sick of talking about it. But everyone wants to know what's going on, and I understand that, so I'm here to have a bit of talk about it and let people know it will get done when it gets done.
Well, and that's the point, I guess. It is dragging on, has been dragging on for a long time, and you know, we feel obligated that we have to ask you. But the longer it goes, the more people jump to various conclusions. We had a situation today where a story broke on the radio that said the deal was done. Now, the longer you put it off, the more these sorts of things are going to happen. So, in terms of a time frame, when do you see it happening?
I don't have a time frame. I don't know anyone's contract that's able to be done in 2 weeks' time. Contracts take time. There are small little details that need to be worked out. I came on the show a couple of months ago and said, I'm not fussed when it's done. If it takes to the end of the year, it gets done then. If it gets done in a week's time, 2 weeks' time from now, good then great. But right now where we're sitting, there's no contract signed. We spoke probably a week ago, the club and myself, and things are moving in the right direction, which is great, but I don't have a time limit on it. I can't tell you on the 17th of September it's going to be signed on. I've got no idea. I've got as much idea as what you do at the moment is going to be done.
What about from a footy club point of view then? You know, Dane Beams continues to play great footy, out of contract, and we mentioned the other players. Would it be fair for the Collingwood Footy Club to sit back and say, listen, I know you'd like it to be open-ended, but we want an answer in 3 weeks' time, otherwise the deal's off the table and we are then going to negotiate with these other guys. Is that fair and reasonable?
Yeah, obviously they want to sign the players up. The other boys want to know what they're doing. They want to get their contracts done at the same time, and right now they are talking, they're in communications with their management as well, so we're all in the same situation. Hopefully a deal can be done for all the players that are out, but it's just not there at the moment.
So if they did put a definitive time frame on you, what would be your reaction to that?
Oh, I'm not going to just sign on or tell you on an exact date, and that'll be exactly what I've told the club. I spoke to Bucks and said, it's not going to be done by a certain date. We're not going to put a time on it. When things get done, we sit down on a regular basis, Bucks and I. He's a very good friend of mine, as well as a senior coach of mine. So we talk most days about the situation where we're at, and I'd like to keep that way, and we're very happy the way it's going.
What do you expect to know in 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, 3 months' time that you don't already know now? Collingwood have said, this is what it is. You know, we've got other players we've got to deal with. So what's the sticking point in terms of, you know, you're not going to learn anything new in another couple of months?
Yeah, I understand. And I think that's where it's at. People are saying, well, Collingwood's put their offer to you. Have you accepted it? Haven't you accepted it? Well, at this stage, we've gone back. We've said, well, we'd like these terms as such. And it's not the small things we're working on at the moment. It's pretty substantial. This will realistically probably be my last contract. We're looking at a long term.
Just on the term then, 5 years was a non-negotiable, and we heard this week from your dad, David, who said that you'd look at 4 years if the money was right. Now, all of a sudden there's some flexibility within what your demands. I think Wayne Carey said that you're holding the footy club to ransom through the week, and is there any danger that you can feel like a footy mercenary through all this?
No, not at all. We're not holding Collingwood to saying, you've got to give me 5 years, you've got to give me X amount of money, that's it. We're not moving, you've got to give me that or I'm walking. That's not the case at all.
So it's not a hard 5 years or not?
I would like 5 years, yes. And
would you accept 4?
If there's some things around it, things need to be talked about for a 4-year contract to happen, yes. But
the 5 years has been offered to Deledio, Reid, Sam Reid, Michael Hurley. I mean, it is out there. Why do you think they're balking at 5 years?
Oh, obviously on their side of the things, they're trying to build a football team. It's pretty hard to look 4, 5, 6 years into the future. It's even hard to look 2 years into the future these days. You never know what's happening. They must look around injuries. They've got to think what's best for their brand, the Collingwood Football Club. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to look what's best for myself. And I believe 5 years would be where I'm at. And then hopefully that puts contracts for 5 years out the door and we can play football.
And what about the relationship between player and manager? And in your situation, it's a bit unique. You've got your dad and you've got Ralph Carr. At the end of the day, what always needs to be held in mind is that they work for you, ultimately. You're not working for Ralph and you're not working for your dad. So we'll ever get this situation where you say, look, I want to stay, let's move this along. I'm committed, I want it done, let me make the decision here, let me push this along. Has that ever crossed your mind?
Yeah, the decision will come down to me. They're obviously employed as such by me to go out, get what's best for me, but realistically it comes down to me. If I want to accept something right now, I can say, yes, no problems, that's it, and they accept it. But they're employed for me to go out and get what's best for me, what I feel is best and what they think is best for me as well. But at this stage, we're not quite there. OK,
just a couple of quick ones. A lot of reports that Fremantle have tabled an offer. Are you aware of that offer?
I'm aware of communications from Freo, yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And the deal is a 5-year deal?
Yeah, it is a longer term as such. I'm not sure the exact numbers. Obviously, my priority is to stay at Collingwood. So
If I said it was around the $1 million mark, would I be far off the mark?
Not far.
Is what? Now, you can tell me whether this is right or not. You're not a fan of flying. Is that right?
I don't mind flying. I like getting around the world, but I don't like sitting on a plane every weekend, no. I don't think anyone does.
That'd make it hard to go and play for Fremantle.
Oh, it would, and I'm a massive sweater, so living over there in the 30-degree heat in the middle of winter wouldn't be great. So I sweat like there's no tomorrow, so that wouldn't suit me at all.
And last couple, the Carlton Football Club's name has been raised in dispatches in the past couple of weeks. Have the Blues entered the picture late?
Not that I know of, no. Obviously, we've had connections with the Carlton Football Club. With Cameron was there, Swanee's there, was at the club, and I get along really well with a lot of the boys there. But on a contract terms, no, I haven't heard of anything like that. Yeah, that's about it.
Last one, as we said, this will go on and on. Sooner rather than later, or as you said a little earlier, there's just no time frame on it.
Yeah, there's no time frame. If something gets done in the next couple of weeks, then great. If it takes another month or two, it's not going to bother me. I am contracted till the 31st of October. We don't have to sign another one to the next day, the 1st. And that's how I see it. But if something can get done beforehand, fantastic, great. And I'll ring you up, Gary, and say, mate, we're done. And stay in a pie. That's what I'd like to happen. But
that is great news. And you want to be a Collingwood player, so I think that's going to give people some heart. So well done, Chad. Nice job. Good luck with that. Going to push on now. The Magpies got a big game on Saturday. They take on the Fremantle Footy Club.
Well done to the Collingwood side there, a couple of ins. We'll hear from a new Irishman, Irish for Irish in this game. We'll hear from that Travis Cloke very shortly. Take on Fremantle at the MCG Saturday. They were beaten last week by 24 points. Actually hit the front in the last quarter, but just faded away there. So Valentine back in the side there for Fremantle. I'm sure he'll be right in the faces of the Collingwood side. And I don't know if there's ever been a bloke drop because of a bad hairstyle or a bad haircut. But have a look at Jesse Crichton here. Jesse Crichton was playing last week, Dermot Brereton-esque, 1980s, and poor old Jesse's been dropped this week. But you'd think Collingwood, your old side, you barracked for as a kid. You win this one, Jono.
I did used to barrack for Collingwood, Bill. Don't worry about Clokey. I think Dane Beams is the one they want to keep at the minute. He's on fire and he's...
Probably Clokey too.
Clokey puts it down... sorry, Beamsy puts it down Clokey's throat. But, yeah, Pies are going too well to...
They haven't beaten Fossil.
What?
Fremantle haven't beaten Collingwood, what? For 4 years, haven't beaten them at the G for 6 years.
Yeah, and that'll continue. Very 60-minute-ish. Very good, Gary. That's extraordinary stuff. And you just went right for the jugular.
Come on.
Just what?
Yes,
just a couple of things. I'm just chat amongst yourselves. The Collingwood have to be very careful or guard against the fact that one of the sides, Fremantle or someone, just doesn't come in and say, bang, here's the money.
I think they've gone bang.
No. About $1 million, I think I heard him confirm. No performance-based.
No.
Performance-based is a thing. The longer you want to play for, the more performance-based clauses they put in your contract. Because if you stuff up in the first 3 years, then they're... So anyone that comes in and says, we don't care what you do, here's the money, do you want to come?
I think that one's on the table, Foss.
And do you think he's getting 50 mil, whatever they've offered him, do you think they said, look, we'll make you the captain as well? That would
I don't think that'd come
what?
into it. I don't think that would come into it at all. You have to earn captaincy. Is
he still here?
He's still there.
All right, sorry.
Who do you think's going to win, Gary?
We watched Fremantle beat Richmond a couple of weeks ago, so they'll take some confidence, but Collingwood going too nice.
We moved from the very interesting situation around Travis Cloke.
Could I just say, we've had all of Collingwood. We've got to just say Nathan Buckley is doing a great job, and he's weathered a pretty savage storm to start with, so we've got to give him some credit.
And we would have expected nothing less from
Enormous credit. Sam's mailbag.
Yes.
Merv. What? What? Yeah, of course you do. Merv of Corio. I thought I saw Billy Brownless on a bus the other day. Does Bill catch public... He's got pubic here. Does Bill catch public transport to work or does he drive? The question is... Well, we tackle all the very big issues here. And for your information, we think that Merv and he and Damo normally grab a lift. Now, that's the chauffeur up the front. Bill's just riding shotgun.
Oh, is that me in the middle, is it?
You in the middle and Damo just clinging on for life.
Little Damo.
Damo, yeah.
We've got a Damo look-alike in the crowd. I've found one.
Jints.
We'll find him later.
Righto.
Jints of Wangaratta or Wangaratta. I saw on last week's show you yet again made fun of Cameron Ling. Get over it. Lingy doesn't even play anymore. Well, fair enough. We get hundreds of... We get asked for hundreds of Cameron Lings if it's upset you jints. Now, I'm not going to take this on myself. I'm going to defer to you, Stevie. Would it be all right if we show another Cameron Ling? Because if we do, I can ring the producer upstairs. He's got a million of them.
I've seen plenty of them, so...
Well, is it all right to show one?
I'm quite happy for you to show one.
Right.
I
You
like
there?
seeing them.
Yeah, roll it. All right.
No.
Come on.
Okay. That it?
Very good, Sam.
More?
And you got another one.
Another one.
Had Stevie's chompers going.
Put the other one there. That it? More?
It's nothing like him.
I think we've run out.
Yeah, all right. No, well, that's it, right. Now, this is Cosmo of Chigwell. Have you ever heard of Chigwell in Tasmania?
No.
Chigwell.
Oh, no.
I don't know why I'm reading this out. A friend suggested I write to you, says Cosmo. I have a serious question. Do you suffer from premature ejaculation? My friend said you did.
My friend.
If so, what is it like? I fear I may have the same problem.
Oh, no.
Well, thanks for the inquiry, Cosmo, and thank your friend for the recommendation. I have suffered from that
you?
once.
Oh, no.
Remember I thought I was going to exercise the option once and I just...
Come on.
It just happened while I was actually removing the
Right,
jeans.
okay.
Just, but I don't think that would be classed as actually...
No, right.
Raylene?
And hang on.
Yes, what?
Raylene.
Well, I think that's that. I think that's not that's out in the public.
She said you got gold.
Oh, come on.
Well, Raylene Boyle.
She said you got there first.
Come on.
Gold medal.
Yeah. I won gold by about 15 seconds. Raylene, if you're
All
watching.
right.
Oh. Now he says, now what is it like going off a bit too early? Well, look. Well, I don't know. It mightn't have happened to me, but here's a man that went off a fraction early.
Yeah. From the back, Hoycloy is finishing strongly. Central Houseboat Island in third, Moscow Flyer. Hoycloy the far side. They're running up towards the finish. And he's mistaken the winning post. He's mistaken the winning post completely, Roger Loughlin. And Hoycloy has come through the finish.
Sam's mailbag if you want to be a part of it. GPO Box 9, Melbourne, Victoria 3001, samsmailbag@9.com.au or footyshow.com.au.
And if you want to chat to me...
Oh, no.
If you want to chat to me, I've got a... That's it there. I spent all day answering inquiries. That's me there, and I'm going well there. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I reply to everything that is written to me.
If you want a piece of the fossil, you can do it just there. We need to get to a break. The Footy Show game still to come. Damien Barrett with the latest batch of news. He's up next.
His most annoying habit?
It's probably all the food that's on his face at the end of a meal. I probably don't have to order my own meal. I could just eat what's left on his lips for the end of it.
He'll be sitting there having some sushi with him and he's got a couple of bits of rice on his face or something.
He's always got the crumbs on the cheek and scares people off us.
What isn't he good at?
Taking shit. He's shocking at cooking barbecues. We call his house charcoal chicken because he burns everything. When you go to a cafe and they might stuff up your order and give you a latte instead of a flat white, if that happens to Stevie, he takes it personally. He looks at the waitress and he thinks, that's waitress, she did that on purpose and all that sort of stuff.
What do you reckon he'll do when he retires?
He'll coach, I think. He's coaching as it is already, so...
He's been right up Scotty's ass since he's been here, pushing his case for a job, I think.
Has he got little nicknames for himself?
Superstar, the man, Stevie Wonder, the reason. Yeah, he calls himself the reason.
No, he doesn't. Surely he doesn't, does he?
Yeah, he runs with it, but yeah, it's inside the club joke. But yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Sorry, Stevie.
And one of his great former mates in James Kelly now, Stevie J. I'm going to give you right a reply because you can have a crack back, but the reason?
The reason, I can definitely say that that's 100% false. I can't complain too much about the food around the face because I've been known to leave some sausage roll and sauce around the face occasionally, but no, that one's...
We rang the boys. They reckon it's you keep saying I'm the reason we've won 3 flags.
That's it. That is it.
Is that right, Bill?
That is exactly it. I am the reason. 07, 09, 11.
I'd rather be known as the reason than the decoy.
You're a fan of Bill's, though, when he was a player, weren't you?
Yeah, actually, I heard that he was down there this morning taking a few edits of some of my good mates there, and I started digging through a few edits of his, and I found a couple, a few lowlights of Bill. So you start to give me a bit of shit. What happened here, Bill? You shit yourself in front of the crowd.
That's John Barnes, you idiot.
It's the most famous sort of preliminary final of all time.
That's John Barnes, that's not me.
Pick the ball up, wheel onto the right foot and snap it through, and you've just choked and fallen over on your knees.
8 seconds to go before that ball floated over Mickey Martin's head and was marked by Gary Ablett. You had the chance to be the hero and you fell over your feet.
Nostradamus, Gaz.
What?
I could see what was happening.
What?
Goes out of bounds, thrown in. Lee Tudor kicks it over Mick Martin's head, and Gary Ablett marks it. We kick the goal and we go through to the grand final.
Speaking of grand finals. Speaking of grand finals, Stevie.
Oh, not this old one.
Look at the front and square from Bill. Bill, you had it there.
What happened there, Willis?
Squared beautifully.
If you show that one more time, that'd be all wonky. It'd be like some of your DVDs at home, Jono. Those ones that you watch with Aaron, and they're a bit wobbly, so you can't just keep throwing that one up.
Well, what we can keep doing is getting to Damien Barrett, the number one newsbreaker in football. Welcome in, please.
Thanks, JB. And there is more drama for Carlton coach Brett Ratten tonight as he enters a key phase which will shape his coaching future. He has fallen out with a key colleague, that being the high-performance manager Justin Cordy. It was initially over a clash over pre-season training programs, and more recently it's over management of injuries to key players, particularly Jeremy Laidler, who's now likely out for the season with an ongoing knee problem, and also Jared Waite. Cordy is touted to be the highest-paid fitness guy at any football club going around. He's even on a wage that could be rivalling some AFL club coaches' wages, and it's certainly not the first time that Ratten has clashed with a key member of the Blues administration football staff. Stephen Ick last year was sacked at the end of the year after a long-running stoush with Brett Ratten.
Pretty important people, the high-performance managers, Damo, so they need to get that one sorted out. What about our old friend Ricky Nixon?
Yeah, Gaz, he is in the process of suing at least a dozen players over money he claims is owed to him from his time as a player manager. The biggest name amongst those dozen is St Kilda player Nick Del Santo. We believe Ricky is seeking from him at least $40,000. It may be more, but at least $40,000. His St Kilda teammate Sam Gilbert is another of the high-profile names involved in this matter. Collectively, Nixon believes he's owed, and it's also through the sale of his management group to the Phoenix management. It's all linked up, but collectively in this process, he believes he's owed about $200,000 out of all of the remains of that sale and the wages owed by the players to him. That's his claim. The AFLPA, the Players Association, which disbarred Nixon for behavioural issues last year, is well aware of this issue. It's coordinating a lot of the responses by the players. Mediation has been set aside, and a lot of the players, or certainly some of them, will be fighting it the whole way.
And one of the most anticipated father-sons is Todd Viney and his very, very talented young son, Jack. Are we going to get there?
JB, tomorrow he will play for Vic Metro against Vic Country and their under-18s. He's back after a broken jaw. A lot of intrigue over this one. Melbourne has got a letter of understanding, a letter of offer, a letter of agreement with him. They will take him as a father-son and then contract him on a long-term deal. But it is a but, because GWS, which is now likely to finish below Melbourne on the ladder, will not rule in or out using its first pick in the draft to claim Todd Viney. That's yet to be decided. They're buying time on that, and that's fair enough too. But if they were to use that first pick on Viney by way of matching the father-son under the rules, Melbourne, as it stands right now, would let Viney go to GWS. Ooh. Now, this could change, obviously, but as it stands right now, Melbourne does not see him as worthy of a number or their first pick in the draft. And Todd Viney, his father, is well aware of this situation. He's behind it too, and look, a bit to play out on it, but as it stands right now, Melbourne will not use its first pick in order to claim him as a father-son.
Oh, intriguing stuff. Very nicely done. Please thank Damien Barrett, the best newsman in the business. The high-level game of hold your nerves with that one. Yes.
That is not to be brushed over.
No, it's not.
That is a big story. If they pass on him, he is the most anticipated father-son in a long time.
Well, they're going to make a judgment whether he's one or two. There's some outstanding kids going around at the moment, Jim, and if they pass on him or GWS decide to take him, then they're giving up a couple of good players. So we'll watch with interest. Cool. In the meantime, let's get into Essendon and the Western Bulldogs. Saturday night, Bombers got back to very good form, beat Fremantle by 24 points. They're a very good side when Hurley and Crameri and Joe Watson get the job done, and they all did last week against Freo. I thought it was a very impressive win. They got a couple of, or one out, Angus Monfries, another soft tissue injury, in very good form. The Western Bulldogs, not so. One of the big disappointing losses of the year to Brisbane by 58 points last week. They've also got some big outs, Daniel Jean Syracuse as well, and Mitch Wallace, who's been omitted, if you don't mind, and NAB Rising Star favourite early in the piece. This is a big game for the Western Bulldogs. They've got to show something, Trav, but the Bombers are going nicely.
Yeah, I'm jumping on Essendon for sure. They're in great nick, and Hurley up forward kicking 6 last week. He's going to do it again this week, hopefully, and he's becoming a superstar for them.
The Bombers' legitimate top 4 chance, Jono?
They are. They're right up there, Gaz. So if they can recapture a little bit of the form that they started the season with, and Hurley can continue his form, like Trav said, I think they'll certainly win this game and go a long way to get there.
And Bill, yes. The man with an abnormally large head, Sean Higgins, plays game number 100, which is well done to him.
Well done, there you go.
Good man.
Very good man. And I think the Bombers will win too, and this man's been very good, Leroy Jetta. But you've got to have a listen to him last week when he was talking to the umpire and he wanted a free kick. Have a listen to this.
Well, with those little guys, there's Jordan Bannister there. He didn't see it.
Mate, I didn't see it. I got to see it. Mate, I got to see it. I didn't see it. I'm telling you, I didn't see it.
So, questioning umpire Jordan Bannister there now.
I didn't see it.
You just wondered if he got hit in the head or the knackers. Fair dinkum. Like he was very high there, like he was on helium.
Oh no! Oh no!
Go, Jono.
I thought you were doing it.
Here we go. Hang on. We'll go. Just don't put Jono on the screen. It was like he was on helium, wasn't it, Jono? What was he saying?
Where's me free kick? You got a small dick, Bill.
Bill and Jono setting up jokes. Smooth over there, Bill. Unbelievable.
Sheepers. Fossil, what do you think?
Abbott.
Trav, you got a tip for this one? Oh, you tipped, didn't you? Fossil?
Now, Essendon, but win, lose or draw, the Bulldogs are bedevilled by some mediocrity in the top office. And if you think laterally about that, you'll know what that means. They are in disarray.
What? Bedevilled.
Bedevilled. It's not the playing group so much.
Right.
It's some of the people running it.
Mitch Wallace has certainly not been dropped.
Rested. He's been outstanding.
He's been the NAB Rising Star favourite.
He has been
I'm tipping Essendon easily, Jim.
We're going to roll from that game to a very interesting game in Adelaide, boys. Amy Stadium, Richmond and the Crows. Trav, what do you think's going to happen here, please, as we look at these teams?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Essendon. Sorry, not Essendon, for Richmond. I reckon it's the upset of the round. They're in fantastic nick at the moment, and they're going to come through nicely.
Stevie?
I heard a little bit about what Brenton Sanderson said during the week, and I think the Crows will bounce back and beat the Tigers quite convincingly.
6 of the last 7 they've won over there, Adelaide against Richmond.
No, I'm going for the Tigers here, and I want some value. There'll be some value here. Centre bet odds there, $2.90. There is value because the Tigers very good midfield and kick it long and direct with that inexperienced back line of Adelaide. Tigers for me, Sam.
Long and direct, Bill. That'd be a novelty in the game, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I think the Crows will beat Richmond over at Amy. What do you think?
Crows for me too. I think they'll bounce back. They're disappointed. You can advise your team to go long and direct in the EJ Witten game. We're going to have a look at that after break. Dan and Dale from the block join us for a kick, and also the Footy Show game's not far away.
Welcome back to the Footy Show, and thanks to James Bogue's draft. In the audience tonight, we have the Waverley Blues Footy Club there. They are there. They're in the EFL. And great to have the boys in. Speaking of local footy, Trav, time now for Almost Footy Legends. We'll get straight into it and have a look at these. We'll take the vote very shortly. Montmorency and Eltham here. Have a look at this. Kane Pettifer, this is. Taking an absolute hanger. Let's have a look at former Richmond player. That is a hang.
And here we go, we've got Fed here for Yarrawonga. Kicks a nice, clever goal. Fair for Vold. Just watch him pick through. Bang. Here's again, just pops around. Lovely.
Well done, Fed. Multicultural round, of course, this week. And we've got some British Aussie rules here. This is from Britain. A good grab. Leeds versus Birmingham there. Which one did you like, Big Trav?
I liked 1 and 2, but I've got to go with 3. It's something different.
Oh, over there and there. All right. What did the crowd like? Do we like the big hanger? Do we like Faberlenko kicking that goal? Or do we like Leeds and Birmingham, the big mark? Righto, we're going to go with number 1. Congratulations, you won this.
Thanks to James Bogue's draft, our weekly winner experiences the pure thrill of taking home $1,000 cash, while our runners-up receive $500 each. James Bogue's draft. The pure Tassie water makes everything better. At the end of the year, our runner-up pockets $20,000 cash thanks to Deep Heat, providing fast temporary relief from muscle aches and strains.
Deep Heat
is the stuff of legends. Thanks to Home Timber and Hardware, our major prize winner drives away in the ultimate tradies ute. Valued at over $46,000, this powerful four-wheel drive is a tradie's best mate. It'll help you do a proper job next time you pick up your gear from Home Timber and Hardware. It's all thanks to our great friends at Home Timber and Hardware, Australia's only proper hardware store.
Yes, and if you want to be a part of this magnificent segment, it's very easy. GJ 9 Melbourne, Victoria 2001. Footyshow.com.au or upload a video. You can see how to do it there, and they are the best prizes in football by a mile. Now, Gary is down with a very special guest in the crowd, Gaz.
Very excited, Jim. I'm also with Danny and Sophie from the block, which is probably the highlight of my year. They're very nervous about their boys playing footy. We'll get to them shortly. Almost Footy Legends, though, is a fantastic segment. Well, I've got with me now a genuine footy legend. It's a great footy story, and when we hear about them, we like to talk about them. This is Macy Handbrook, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. Welcome, Mace. Great story, mate. 17-year-old young man, plays for Omeo Benambra, is that right?
Yep.
And you're looking after yourself. You supported yourself since you were 15 years of age, which is a great effort in itself. Apprentice chef?
Not quite apprentice.
What are you doing then?
Just Cert 3 in hospitality at the moment.
On the early starts, when you get up there, you've got to be a very early riser to be a chef. Just say yes.
Yes.
Yeah, come on. But don't worry about the chef. What you are is an outstanding young footy talent, and this is a great story. You've kicked over 600 goals in the past 4 years playing junior and senior footy, is that right?
Yeah.
What position do you play?
Forward pocket at the moment.
There's a good reason for that, Jim. He plays forward pocket because he makes you look like a bodybuilder. Stand up for me. This is 160 centimetre tall and 60 kegs. Now, you are a will o' the wisp, sort of. You must be pretty quick.
Oh, yeah, I can run a bit.
He kicked 71 in 10 games this year playing senior footy, if you don't mind. Including Danny and Sophie are very impressed with this young man, including a bag of 20 against Buchan. He kicked 20 goals.
Yeah.
What was the breakup? How many in the first quarter?
The first quarter was 7.
7, started okay. Second quarter?
8.
Said 15 at half time. What happened?
Gave a few off.
There we go.
Well, what you have done is you've captured our imagination because we love great stories from around the country. And what it has done, we've got the E.J. Whitten game coming up, which is a massive game. The number one coach, of course, is the great Sam Newman, one of the great coaches of all time.
That's
now,
it.
Fossil,
Yeah. Macy, now listen. Can you listen to instructions?
I can.
Can you concentrate?
Yes.
Have you ever been to Etihad Stadium?
Once.
Once. Well, now I'm the Victorian coach, and I'm asking you, could you come and play for Victoria? That's it. I want you to come on Tuesday next, and I want you to fire up, mate, because if you can get 20 goals, you're in my side, because we are accurate goal-kicking football side, the Victorians, and that's what we're hanging our hat on.
Now, Samuel,
what the hell have you got on, sir?
Listen, I'm your unofficial chairman of selectors.
What's that?
I'm your unofficial chairman of selectors. So, am I right in saying the forward line will be Favola, Lloyd, Hambrook?
That is spot on, Gary. And now that I know those boys are playing in the side, that will be the forward line.
Unbelievable.
So there it is, and that's young Hambrook will be a star at the Etihad Stadium.
What do you think, mate? Can you believe this?
Oh, I'm stoked. Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Yeah, so don't stuff up or I'll whip you off as quick as I can.
All right, well done to Macy.
Well
Jim,
The Victorian squad, we've got it here. And old Handy Hambrook, in he goes, and some big names around him too. You mentioned Favola, the superstar Favola, he'll be beauty. Anthony Rocker as well. Strawny's back again. And you want to not make too many blues there, old Handy, because the commentary can be savage in this game. Victoria, there you go. We've also got the All-Stars, of course. And this is a very nice-looking team too. Must-watch television, by the way.
Dan and Dale from the block. Dan, you weren't happy with that name on interchange?
A bit stiff there, I reckon, by Sammy. Wouldn't mind getting on the ground, Sammy, there.
Exactly. And Dale, mate, they tell me you've been practising feverishly for this game.
I've been practising like you, Bill, in the pub drinking frothies.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get a shot of the footwear. Have a look. He's got the old moccos on, I reckon. What are they, Dale? Have a look at them.
Good Pretty close, mate. The old Sanooks, yeah, there they go.
Sanooks. And Dan played a bit of footy, didn't you?
Mate, yeah, played a couple of years ago at Diggers West Football Club for about 5 years, so a little bit, not too much.
Dale?
Geelong West St Peters was my last club in GFL. So.
Oh, good.
They got any skill, Bill?
Well, we're going to see if they've got any skill. We're going to put them only 20 metres apart and they've got to hit each other. So over here, boys, here we go. Dan and Dale from the block.
On the spot, too.
This could get messy.
Here we go. Let's have a little skills. Drops it with both hands. Here's Dale. Have a look at him drinking frothies. Hang on. Give it one more go. Here's Dan.
Hang on.
Oh, little nuggety.
Right,
Oh, nice, Dale. Nice jukes.
That's all right.
Nice jukes.
I'm a social member,
Here we
Bill.
go.
While they're doing it, Gaz, you're down there with the girls.
Got some sleeve.
Shut up,
Bill, shut up. I want to talk to the girls. Now, Sophie, Dale, when you were courting, was it his football ability that caught your eye?
That would be a no.
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 Are you nervous for him at all
I'm
running
very
out?
nervous.
You're going to go along to Etihad Stadium?
Yeah.
And what about injury? You worried about that at all? Huh.
Maybe.
And you're a St Kilda supporter?
Yeah.
So you got low expectations.
Yeah.
And Danny here as well. Dan, I think Dan fancies himself. He's been in that jumper for the last 3 days.
He has. He likes to wear it now. I think I'll probably wear it on the night, though. He's going to get another one.
And you wandered down when he was playing at Diggers Rest and sit on the boundary and honk the horn every time he got a kick?
Oh, we don't have a car, so no, I don't honk the horn, but his old man's in there honking away and I'm cheering along on the
He
sideline.
might be able to honk after the game if they have a very good result. So good luck. No.
Gary.
No, not like that, Jim. Good luck to these guys on the block on the weekend too on Sunday night. Great to have you.
Just a reminder, 7:30 live on the Nine Network, that game. Melbourne, Adelaide and Perth, 7:30 live Tuesday next week as the Cats, Stevie J's boys, take on Port Adelaide down at Simmons Stadium. Trav, it's a big assignment for Port Adelaide with massive injury.
Yeah, but can't go past Geelong. Geelong are a fantastic side. People have written them off, but I'm picking them. They'll be there late in September.
Whole leadership group, Bill, out of this Port Adelaide team as they go to the toughest assignment in footy, Geelong at home.
Yeah, you're right. Have a look at some of the outs. I know we don't like, but Kasisi, Schultz, Thomas, Hartlett's a very good player. Trengove, so there are a lot of outs there. They've got to go down to Simmons Stadium there, so you'd think the Cats will win. Stevie will turn one on because he's a star. Should get a 3-year contract. He's a bloody champion.
I just had to look on the sheet just to see if I was named. So I'm happy and Chappie's in there and Joel Corey and...
Hey, Stevie.
You got another game, Jono, so well done.
There's some interest in this, though, because you play Port Adelaide, an injury-riddled Port Adelaide, and then you play the Gold Coast, then you hit Trav's mob. So are we going to see some resting over the next fortnight?
No, we need to get back to our best form, Jim. So we need to focus on this week, play our best footy. Hopefully we get over the line and take a bit of confidence into the following week. So,
Jono, before we let you go, before we move on, Travis Boak was the great Port Adelaide talent, was back in Geelong for a few days. The Geelong Footy Club, did they make a presentation to him?
not that I'm aware of, but I think they'd be silly not to.
And
at some stage.
You or Joel or anyone have a word in his ear at any stage?
I think Joel's gets along pretty well with him. He played under 18s with him in Vic Country, but...
You'd love to see him in Geelong colours?
I think he'd be handy in Geelong colours, yes.
Yeah, I think he'd be more than handy in Geelong colours.
Samuel?
Well, Geelong easily. But, Gary,
Yes.
I've just very quickly, I've made a person an honorary dean at the Fark Academy. He'll be touring because we give honorary deanship to people who step to the plate and in the face of adversity deliver. And I'm nominating and anointing Andreas Everett.
Oh, yes.
This is the goal.
No, what about that?
That won the game for the Swans over Geelong. And I've sent a copy of that to young Tom Hawkins, and he's going to study to an inch of his life how that was kicked. And what?
He needs to.
Thank you, Gary. That's why I'm sending it to him.
Now, Gary.
Yeah.
We all went to MSAC here in Melbourne during the week for the first instalment of the AFL games on the Footy Show.
Don't pretend I was the only one who took this seriously either.
You will cringe for you were so bloody
took
serious.
It seriously.
Never seen a man more competitive than Matthew Lloyd. Gary Lyon, very narrow second. Watch this next. You do not want to switch off. Still to come on the Footy Show, a street talk that brings it home, Luke Nolan style. And next, the first instalment of the Footy Show games. It's skin-tight swimsuits at 6 a.m. All six of us faced off in a 50-metre sprint. Did anyone knock off Lordo? Find out right after the break. Yes, please.
Welcome to the 2012 Footy Show Games. Today, it's all about Sam, the only known survivor of the Titanic. He swam in the first games in 1896. Today, all eyes on the fossil in the elite field of six.
There's no doubt that Sam Newman will come last by a long, long way.
Take the stickers off.
Good God.
No goggles, because that could be the difference whether I win or lose.
I'll win. The interest will be in the minor placings.
I think they underrate the big fat porpoise, but you wait till I hit that water and bang, away I go.
Probably Bill will come last. I'm not sure if he's ever swum before, but he reminds me of a Weddell seal.
I am an appalling swimmer, but I reckon I got Bill covered.
I think Bill will come last. Why? Because He's fat.
If I could just ask you for one thing, if you'll dive gently into the pool at the start or else you'll empty it.
The technique that's very important in swimming is efficiency. So the faster you can go, the better it is. It's not about pulling through the water, it's just how many you can do in the 50 metres.
Double kicker, 6 kicker coming down, 6 kicker, and he hits the line.
I think I'd had everyone covered mainly spiritually, mentally and certainly physically.
When's the last time you swam a 50, Fox?
Yeah. When was the last time I swam a 50?
Yeah.
I reckon in the late 80s.
Big Bill Ballas leads our finely tuned athletes out as the tension builds here at the Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre. Look at this field of elite swimmers ready to ply their craft. A big crowd has wandered in today.
And I believe I'd be a very, very good chance.
I'm taking this quite serious. And
confident because I've got the ability.
Watch out for the Wilbur.
They're led to the blocks by the Kangaroo president. Today, field ready. Set. Ooh. Crawford in the white hat missed the start sensationally as Lyon pinned to an early lead. The clean skin without the hair gets out in front. Eyebrow by eyebrow of Brayshaw. Those pissy little arms in green going mad. There's Newman at the back. And coming through now is Crawford. He makes his move past Laudo, who's looking at himself in the mirror. But look at the wing kill of Lyon. Inch by inch. Eyebrow by eyebrow. He finds the lead. Brayshaw drops off. Here comes Crawford through the middle in white. Lyon in front. Crawford coming at him. Can Lyon hang on? Stride for stride. Hair for hair. Lyon, Crawford, don't know. Photo. Hair in it either way. Brayshaw wins bronze ahead of Laudo. Newman well back with Bill.
2-1. Go in.
Face of excellence, we must award an underdog. We must, because we didn't have a chance to do it. What we'd like to do is give a medal to a person who was exemplary, showed class above all when we thought he mightn't even finish, and that's to Jim for finishing. We thought the poor old prick wouldn't get there. He actually didn't think he'd be able to get there.
He foxed the whole way, actually.
Yeah, he did.
He said he was no good and couldn't swim and was 5 metres in front.
I'd like to thank my mum for driving me to training. My dad for working hard so I could get to the pool early in the morning.
And more importantly, your parents.
Well done. Now, that's the first of what's going to be a massive series leading up to the Olympic Games, of course. Only one down, and Damien Barrett to join us over the next few weeks.
My first ever trophy,
Steve. He didn't want to swim in the pool. He didn't have the prescription
goggles. Got
goggles.
anything you've got covered?
If you don't find an event that I might excel at, Gary, I'll withdraw very early. I'm not being part of this.
All the way through, and Shane Crawford was a smart ass the whole way. He thought he was going to fly past us. That's why he stood on the block. So bad luck to Crawford. He's really shirty. Bill, next game.
Oh, I thought you had a medal for me. Well done, St Kilda versus North Melbourne. Big game this one. Sunday afternoon. And the Saints had the bye last week. Nicky Del Santo's been in some really good form there. And some doubt on Nick Riewoldt, of course, who's had that knee, calf, whatever it is, take on the mighty North Melbourne. Sensational last Sunday. Great win over Adelaide by 32 points. Robbie Tarrant, good to see him kick 4 goals. Lee Adams was fantastic there, 151 points. He kicked 3. And good to see you throw in a couple of young blokes with wheels in Sean Atley and Kieran Harper. And all of a sudden, North Melbourne look quicker.
It's a great win and against the odds, and they've been through great adversity, none more so than our man here. And if you reckon it didn't mean much, have a look at these emotional scenes straight after the game. He was crying like a baby. He's being embraced by the North Melbourne administration.
Welled up.
And it's not. Don't be ashamed to shed a tear, Jim. It was emotional.
There was no
Yes, it was.
Got the cheer squad here.
You're not the first, of course. Mick Malthouse and Lacuria after the grand final. Look at that.
Very much like you, Jim. Very much like you.
And of course, our very good friend Danny Frawley in his last game for the Saints. He got carried off. He cried
like a baby.
Speaking of Spud, of course, when he had to induct the great Tony Lockett into the St Kilda Hall of Fame. Have a look at this here. This is unbelievable.
He's humble. He doesn't like talking about himself. He is the Don Bradman of our game. I'm sorry to get emotional, but I've lost it. Thank you.
funny like that. Don't you start. Because you cried like a baby too after the grand final when the Cats finally saluted. Look at Bill down there, Jono. No, I'm just soaking it up and sooking it up. So
Blakey was there.
I like the emotion. I like it, Bill. And James joined in on the weekend, and I think it takes a big man to show their feelings like that, Jim. So don't be ashamed.
We are going to move on. The Sydney Swans and GWS, the Sydney Derby. ANZ Stadium Saturday night. And Trav, let's start with you. The Swannies second on the ladder.
Yeah, they're doing extremely well this year, and yeah, can't go past them this week. I'm picking the Swans and maybe a 3-digit win. I reckon it might be a 100-point win here.
The Swans are in very good form. They're not going to get beaten this week, but I'm very impressed by the Giants. I reckon they'll be competitive for at least a half.
Fellas, Battle of the Bridge up there, isn't it? So
Battle of the Bridge.
It is. Sydney for me, Sam.
Sydney, we rang Mrs B. She said she has only seen Jim cry once, and that was a crying attack. She only saw him cry once. That's when she made him sleep in separate rooms, and they're still doing it. He whimpered like a child. Now, Serious Simon, what do you think? What? Serious Simon, what do you think?
Given that you've picked every event in this these games we're doing, you've hand-picked every event we're all doing because you think you're going to be better at all of them than us.
I do not do that, Jim. And in the coming weeks, equestrians.
Is it?
Yes, it is. We look forward to blokes falling off and breaking their legs. I think Sydney will beat them by 100 plus because Melbourne smacked them by 80 points. They're getting tired. A break. Street talk from Druin next on the Footy Show.
Druin, the perfect place to answer this question. What makes what? The only thing that's missing, sir, is the tattoo of black caviar. Yeah, I did. Druin, the perfect place to answer this question, what makes a champion? Gary Ablett Sr. is from here. Hello, sir, how are you? Dale Thomas and even black caviar. What is the unique connection about Druin and black caviar?
Sam, go away. All right?
Go away?
Go away.
God bless you, mate.
Sir?
What's that for?
Well, what is it?
It's a horse.
It is a horse. Well, yeah, well done. It's a horse.
That's black caviar.
That is, and do you know what it's on?
He's on Dale's ass.
Beautifully said, Dale. From whose bottom's it on? You should know. You're wearing the jumper. Dale Thomas's ass, that is, sir.
Marvellous, marvellous.
Oh, Jesus, what am I doing here? Someone rescue me, please.
And has anything excited you in Druin today?
Oh, yeah.
Look
at come on, give it.
You cracked me up.
Crack you up. You're not trying to take the piss out of me, are you? Righto. Stand up and people will get the wrong impression.
Take that photo, please. And I'll take that.
No, you don't need to be rescued from me.
Yes, I do. I need help, mate.
You do?
Oh, shit, I do, buddy. I'm stuck here with you.
Oh, my husband works long hours, so I wait sometimes for him. He's a truckie.
Is he? What's he carry?
Nothing. The truck carries it.
Hello, Dale. How you going?
My wife.
Yeah, that's your wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just crazy.
Is that your wife?
Yeah. She's a mad Sam Newman fan. I don't know why.
Can't you work it out?
No.
No, put that on, sir. Do
No way.
Do you know? Do you know? 90% of your body heat goes out through the top of your head. Did you know that?
No, thanks, Sam.
No, that's true.
No, don't, mate. Don't. I don't want to do it. Okay?
Do what?
Talk to you.
What's it mean?
Football is good. Just ask me.
Football is good. Just ask me. I thought it meant that's tattooed on Dale Thomas's ass. That's his. That is it. That is it there.
Oh.
Well, I've got you tattooed on my butt.
Me?
Yeah.
So you just like to sit on me every now and again.
Doesn't everyone?
Let's gonna get over.
Tell us. Go.
You've been drinking, haven't you, mate?
No, I haven't been drinking.
You sure?
Yeah, no, I'm positive.
All right.
You got to pull it tight.
Oh. Tight. How tight do you want me to pull it, Sam? Okay. You want me to tag it
You
or?
just tuned in. We're talking about pulling the flag here.
Yeah, but it was also at 1:45 in the morning.
What were you doing?
Oh, you know, just
rounding up some ladies.
Flicking the bean or something.
Flicking the
bean? Flicking the bean?
What's that mean?
Gold, old, is it gold?
Good. Gold.
Gold, old, Collingwood forever. They know how to play the games.
My wife drove me to drink. That's the one thing I'm indebted to her for. She bloody did that and smoking on.
Side by side we got together.
When I came over, you thought I'm an asshole. And now
Actually, Sam...
Now I'm leaving. Is that still the impression?
No, you're not as bad as I thought you were, mate.
There you
All right?
are,
You want a
see?
beer?
What?
Let's go and have a beer. I'll buy
Mate,
you a
I've
beer.
had far too much to drink
I
today
know, I
already.
bloody told ya.
For the premiership's a cakewalk for the good old Collingwood. Yay!
Great Sammy Newman out in Druin doing some of his finest work. Got to push through the next game. West Coast take on the Gold Coast Suns. Yeah, this game of great interest here. The Eagles going beautifully. Very competitive against Collingwood last week. They were in very good form. They continue to impress and they're going to be there in September. The Gold Coast Suns, on the other hand, had a weekend off, but down in North by 7 points. Piscatelli's out with a hamstring injury. Charlie Dixon comes back in. I can't see it. It's Patterson Stadium might get very ugly, Trav.
Yeah, I've got to have to agree with you. I saw how good West Coast were last week firsthand, so they're a fantastic side, and I'm pretty sure they'll do this pretty easy.
Jono?
I agree with Trav. West Coast comfortably.
Yes, Bill.
18 wins in a row at Patterson Stadium, and one of your boys of playing, Sam. Murray Newman, a new player for the West Coast.
Yeah, I've got them dotted around the country, just everywhere, Bill.
Yeah. Picking, Samuel? What? West Coast for you? What? West Coast for you?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you. West Coast for me too, Jim.
All right, well, we might keep banging on because the Brisbane Lions, who are very good, take on Melbourne at the Gabba on Sunday. 58-point win against the Dogs for Brisbane. And a big Goosey Maguire's out, and we hope that he's okay because he's a great friend of the Footy Show. Bill, what do you think's happening here?
Unfortunately, Mitch Clark's out for the year for Melbourne. That is a big loss. He's been sensational. We have a look at the Melbourne side there. Very big loss. But you think Brisbane will win this one up there, and I like the work of Dane Zorko, Jono.
Yeah, Zorko's been impressive. He's a bit of a live wire, and Tommy Rockcliffe's also having a great season as well. Brisbane will win.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to jump on and go for your boys, the D's. I think they did extremely well last week, and hope I can get another one.
I like it. $3.90 cent a bit. Gamble responsibly. That's Samuel. Now that is a bit harsh. First of all, very good win for your old side. 78 points against GWS.
Absolutely delighted, Gary. And the rotten sausages, they made us so... this is nothing to do with Tom Scully. This is me just telling how much money I got. Just I carry this in the back of my car in case we need a case of Cristal.
And how's the injury, season-ending injury to Mitch Clark gone down amongst the MCC members?
Has he? He's gone, has he?
Yes.
Probably the weight of all that ink that he's got on him.
Yeah. You're tipping who? Brisbane.
Who are we playing?
Brisbane or Melbourne?
Oh, no, I don't think we could beat them.
Yes, we can. Demons can beat them. Don't worry about that. Tom Scully got through. He's going to be fine. We're going to take a break and wrap up after this.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. Thanks to our very good friends from Nissan Navara and Home Timber and Hardware, the proper hardware store, of course. And Guzzler and Jim, what we normally do is have our favourite segment, the look-alike segment.
Yes.
I'm out in the crowd and I've found one. Who do you reckon this looks like? Damien Barrett. Have a look at little Damien. Great to have you, Damien. Well done. And if we just wander over this table, we've got a cross between Mick Martin and Uncle Fester. Have a look at that. Jesse Silver from the Prahran Assumption Footy Club.
Nice,
yeah, so well done, boys. That's our look-alike segment. Back to you, boys.
Yeah, very nicely done, Willis. Lee Davey there from the Art Series Hotels. Beautiful hotels they are. Now, listen, tomorrow is Red Nose Day, which you need to support. There you go, rednose.com.au. A major fundraiser for SIDS and Kids, very important organisation. dedicated, of course, to saving the lives of young children all over Australia. Make a donation, rednoseday.com.au.
Yes, a very good cause indeed. And don't forget, Tuesday night, if you can't get along to Etihad Stadium, it's the biggest game of the year, 3rd of July, it's Tuesday, EJ Whitten game, tickets from Ticketmaster or legendsgame.com.au. Dan and Dale from the block just firing up, and the coach over here with your latest recruit.
Yeah, and I've been made a honorary director of the Omeo Benambra Football Club, seeing as I'm on the board at Port Adelaide. They thought I'm doing such great work there because I gave them $1,000. That bought me a position on the board there at Port Melbourne, and Port Adelaide, and Macy and I, we're going to run the club down at Omeo Benambra.
Well, Macy's got to be back Tuesday night. He's going to debut. Looking forward to that. Travis Cloak, sensational tonight. Great honour to you. Appreciate you coming in. As always, Stevie J, great pleasure.